Is it ever okay to give a puppy as a gift, especially at Christmas? Well, what do you think about this?
Do you want to buy your next family member from someone who thinks of them as a commodity, or do you
Yeah,
want to buy it from someone who thinks of them as a precious
yeah.
new life?
Hi, I'm veterinarian Dr. Alex from ourpetshealth.com, where my aim is to help give you the information to optimize your pet's health so that they can live the full and happy life that they deserve. And today I'm bringing you part of my interview with the fantastic, passionate Kat the vet, as we talk all about the pros and cons and risks of buying a puppy as a present. This time of year as well, we're thinking about puppies and presents, and the kind of the dog's trust of puppies for life, not just for Christmas. Should people give puppies for Christmas presents? Is that ever right?
Well, yes, the Dogs Trust campaign has been going something ridiculous like 25
Yeah,
or 30 years,
yeah,
and they still say it every year. So you think, well, nobody's really listening, are they? But well, no. I think the answer to that question is yes, and also no. So no, a dog should never be a gift. It's not a surprise present.
yeah,
Here, have a puppy. A 12 to 15-year commitment, and off you go, and it's going to poo on your carpets, and you're going to need to walk it on Boxing Day when you're, or play with it on Boxing Day when
yeah,
you're feeling hungover and you don't want to move. So obviously, puppies aren't gifts,
no,
obviously. And, but we still need to say that every year, because every
yeah,
year one is, bundled in a box under the Christmas tree. Everybody opens, it's amazing on, Instagram and YouTube, gets loads of likes, and then Boxing Day, it, vomits on the rug, and suddenly it's less
that's
keen.
cute, yeah.
But, if you have made that decision and thought about it carefully, and then think, well, maybe Christmas would be a good idea to get one, but it's not really a gift. It's just the time of year. I can understand why people make that sort of connection and say, well, we're thinking about getting one and the kids really want one, so let's kill two birds with one stone and
Yeah,
get one around Christmas time. And on the one hand, if you've done it all properly, if you've followed our advice and you found a breeder and all of that jazz, fabulous. On the other hand, no, it's not an ideal time to introduce a puppy. You have just stuck 6 foot of fir tree up in your living room, whether it's real or fake, covered it in glass baubles and electric lights, and then in comes an 8-week-old puppy with sharp teeth and chewing everything, and you can just see what
yeah,
a disaster that's going to
yeah,
be.
yeah,
And it's a period of the year, maybe not this year, but where there's a lot of upheaval, lots of visiting, lots of visitors, lots of food about. It's really crazy Christmas, isn't it? So to
yeah,
introduce a young puppy to that sort of home environment, again, isn't ideal. But the flip side of the coin is you've got 2 weeks off for Christmas, or you guys probably have like 6 weeks off for Christmas,
we
don't
do,
you? So
yeah.
to have the family around, and for everyone to be around when a new puppy comes into the house is a good idea, so you can help them through that transition period of leaving the litter and coming to the home. So is it a perfect time of year? No. Can I understand why people buy them? Yes. But there are a lot of pros and cons
Yeah,
to buying a puppy at Christmas. And certainly the messaging is always out there, because you're, like you say, Boxing Day rolls around and you're just waiting for the story to appear
yeah.
online
And it
about the
happens to
first puppy
Boxing
that
Day
you've handed in.
it happens every year, doesn't it? And you think,
Happens
how on earth
every
is that still happening? So yeah, absolutely never as a surprise gift, because it's the worst gift ever. You're giving someone, like you say, a commitment that needs to last for 15 years. It's going to cost them thousands of pounds or dollars or whatever it is in your country. And if you don't want one, or if you did want one, you'd have already been in the process
yeah,
of getting one
yeah.
yourself. You don't need someone to give you something, yeah, like that. It's
Exactly. And it and good breeders don't breed, at
yeah,
Christmas.
yeah,
They
that's
deliberately
true.
avoid it
Yeah,
because they don't want to sell to impulse purchasers and
yeah,
overexcited families and that sort of thing. But plenty of bad breeders will, and 2 months before Christmas they're ramping up their breeding
yeah,
programs to get those 8-week-old puppies out and ready for sale.
yeah.
And it always
Because
it
they're just like
always
any,
finds.
yeah, they're just like any product. Oh, we need to ramp up production because it's Christmas, and that's when people get their wallets out. And yeah, puppies are
Yeah, and
unfortunately just a
that's another way,
commodity.
isn't it? Exactly. Do you want to buy your next family member from someone who thinks of them as a commodity, or do you
Yeah.
want to buy it from someone who thinks of them as a precious new life?
Yeah.
It just sort of doesn't matter which way you cut this cake. You have to be, you know, prepared to put the work in to get out of it what you wish.
I think everyone can tell how I guess how fed up we get as well when we see these cases, because the history does just repeat itself, and it might come across that we're, you know, a little bit harsh in a way, but it does happen. And sometimes I think people need a bit of tough love and told that this is how it is, and actually, you know, you're supporting really bad practices and bad people, and the conditions of these puppies and these bitches, which I think often gets forgotten about. You've got these bitches in, you know, crates in dirty, squalid conditions, and what a life they lead. It's, you know, it doesn't bear thinking about. If you are planning on bringing a puppy into your family, then make sure you check out my next video linked on screen now, all about how to avoid being conned and getting the healthiest puppy that you can. Also, check out more about Cat the Vet, and I'll leave details down in the description. And until next time, I'm Dr. Alex. This is Our Pets Health, because they're family.